Welcome to Spiritually Clatchet. It's a safe place for the real ones to relate. We woke, but with the shits.
The epitome of classy, bougie, and ratchet. We pray, turn up, focus on self-care, and more.
Living in luxury and abundance, connecting with our soul tribe.
This is Spiritually Clatchet, the podcast. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Soy Dora. Welcome to Spiritually Clatchet. Happy to be here again with you, my friends.
Welcome.
What's going on?
What's going on?
With you now?
Oh, with me? Nothing. Nothing at all. I had a virtual interview this morning. I think it went pretty well.
Okay.
Ew.
I hope the job is
We'll
virtual
see.
too, because I hate having to go to places now.
Right?
Like,
It's like I want to be back in there, but I don't.
well, at least you're taking
So.
interviews. You're like, shall I work or shall I play? I love it. Pootie,
What do you do, boo?
what's going on over there?
Oh, I'm just so excited. We just celebrated my baby's graduation.
Congratulations.
He'll be a first grader next school year. Thank you. I'm excited. And I'm just ready for this summertime fun we finna be having.
Yes, it's going down for the summer. Trips are being planned and bitches getting tanned, okay?
What you got going on, Nana?
Okay, well, for me, I'm feeling pretty good. It's a bit of a 180 from last week, y'all. I was editing the episode and I was like, I'm literally sniffling and crying this entire episode. But I had to make the realization that full moon
Yes.
was in my moon sign.
Yes.
So it was like
It was needing to
super
happen.
duper like bringing things to bloom in full effect. So every emotion I was feeling just right then. And also it was the first day of my period. So I'm feeling so much better. And I went to the doctor and I found out that I've lost 7 pounds.
Yay.
So that is my celebratory moment. And also,
Okay.
we've been failing to mention, but we are going to
Oh,
say
yes.
it today. I just want to say and give a special shout out to our listeners. All of our listeners and our brand new ones. We have some new people who joined us all the way from the continent of Africa and Malaysia and Kenya. So, woo to y'all.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want to see more of, and we will deliver. I just appreciate you taking a chance to see what Spiritually Clatchet is all about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into the show, boo. What is the word? Oh, yeah. Also, before we get into the word, this episode is sponsored by Boom Boo. Boom Boo is rum with natural flavors. Caribbean rums by Lil Wayne, an authentic legend. Boom Boo is masterfully blended by hand from island rums and native spices chosen from the West Indies. Boom Boo reveals history and craftsmanship in every sip. And this is Lil Wayne's rum. And we learned that because we decided collectively that we're going to drink this episode. And for 11/11, we're going to have a deep conversation.
Oh, wow.
Using these, the Ace Metaphor card game. So that should be interesting. But anyway, friend, the word. What is it?
This week, the word is ubiquitous.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I said ubiquitous.
Yes, I said it.
I said it.
It's spelled ubiquitous, ubiquitous. And it is an adjective that means existing or being everywhere at the same time. All over the place. Okay? The sentence I have for you is, if you want to be my man, I have to be ubiquitous in your life.
I need to be everywhere.
Everywhere, all the time. Omnipresent. It's a synonym for that.
Yes. Stepmama.
Hello.
You
Stepdaddy.
need to be exorbitant off me.
Yes, sir.
Ubiquitous. I feel like I'm going to try to use this in a spiritual way today, since I usually always go Clatchet.
I'm just going to try to be relevant.
I'm spiritual too, you know. I said I'm going to try something new, you know. I'm going to try something new. Hold on. That's the sound of boom boom. Can you boom boom boom?
Mine is not as tall as yours.
Make it taller.
Thank you. Okay, not a giant.
Okay.
Andre the Giant. All right, so.
You know what to do with the word.
I'm going to try. Ubiquitous. Everywhere at the same time. I love going out into nature, sitting by trees, flowers, or the water, because God's energy, the Creator's energy, the universal energy is ubiquitous, full all around me when I'm out in nature. Also, I gotta just take it there. I don't like that bitch Titiana, because when it comes to other people's business, the bitch is ubiquitous.
Hello.
She in everybody business. Okay.
Ubiquitous.
Say it with your chest. Use it with your friends. Okay. And now let's get into the tea. So y'all, Milan, aka Big Black Pussycat. That's my name for him. He mad. I found this. He big mad. Big mad.
Okay, so before we talk about bitch assness, can we just do a cheers?
We can take our first sip, because I want to be drunk by the time we get to this game.
We need to do it with eye contact, because I was told.
Yeah, bad sex.
Never. Okay, let's do this.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, if you toast and cheers.
Back and forth.
You have to cheers and make eye contact.
Yes. So when we cheers, we just scan each other and make sure all the eyes meet.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have much bad sex anyway, so I feel like I should.
I haven't had any
long time. Me too.
Either.
All right. Well, cheers to having good sex when we finally fucking do. Cheers to a great episode. And always my favorite thing to cheers to living large and taking charge.
Big boy.
Okay.
Wait, we didn't look at each other. You looked at your cup. She was like, hey, here we go. Okay.
Open your eyes. Thank you.
I need you to look at me.
I'm looking.
Don't ruin my sex. Your eyes are in the way. No, your eyes. All right.
This is good.
Let me try.
Is it?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
It already tastes like apple juice.
Right. Well, I did.
I like.
Okay,
I can see the sugar floating in there, though.
It's very sweet. Very much so.
Oh, that just went to my favorite spot.
Oh.
It pressed my love button.
Let me drink a little more, because I was sipping it.
It pressed my love button. All right. So back to the tea with Milan. He is upset, apparently, about how he's being portrayed on Bad Boys LA.
Okay.
And my thought process is, this is something my mother has told me since I was about 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things she said about me being photogenic and about her being photogenic, or if I look and see a picture and be like, oh, I look cute in this picture or something like that. My mom would always say the camera can only take what it sees.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, how are we portraying bitch assness? Like, how
the
do you
whole
portray
season.
that?
Not one episode, but every
From
episode.
the beginning.
But I feel like he saw this last episode and saw the culmination of his bitch assness.
And people probably was coming for that ass.
And he's like, no, it's not
I'm trying
really
to save
like that.
face.
This the editing. They didn't even show everything. So he got on a call with Natalie on Instagram Live.
Oh, God.
He went
Not trying to publicize.
He went to do the IG press conference.
Okay.
with live with Natalie Nunn on Instagram TV. Anyway, so basically he's mad about how he's being portrayed. Mm-hmm. And he was on the little press call with Natalie on Instagram, going back and forth with her about how he feels about the portrayal of him. And he's like, y'all made it look like I just attacked Carrie On out of nowhere when you didn't play the audio part when there was a phone call when he said he was going to murder me and it was on site at the fashion show. So when I jumped off the bus, you know, making it seem like I just attacked him, which, okay, that could be the case. He might have said that and it wasn't shown. But that does not negate the fact that you jumped off the bus when he wasn't on no rah-rah shit. Even if he said that shit. He wasn't on that. He was standing over there with production listening to them when they like, man, it ain't worth it. Calm down, chill out. And he got rushed. Nobody faked angled that.
Yeah.
Nobody fake angled you starting some shit and then hiding in the fucking tree.
Calling the police.
Perched like a fucking owl or iguana in the Florida sun.
I just have to go there. As a black man, you should be ashamed of yourself to call the police to another gathering with all these other people of color that you know.
Other people of color.
And yourself. How about yourself? Where's your self-preservation?
Yeah.
I feel like people...
If something needed to be done at that moment, then that's when you step in and let's get the producers. Let's get, everybody to do X, Y, and Z. But you wanted this stuff to keep on going.
Yeah, but when we get status, they think that protects you and it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
When you are seen...
let me say...
You are a black person first.
But you're not Beyonce. You're not Jay-Z.
They're Beyonce.
You're not...
There are people who don't know who Beyonce is.
There are, but not a lot of them.
I'm just saying. So there's still an instance where she can have an encounter similar to what we're discussing. Yeah. And I just don't even know why you felt the need to do that. And I know I've met people who feel that way. Like, it's not me.
I mean,
because I'm a celebrity.
Like we was just talking about with Will Smith.
Not even celebrity. Just because they're well off and they haven't had that experience, they believe it's not real. And you might have had it and just not acknowledged it because you so far up your own ass.
I just feel like it was very audacious of him to even say that.
Yes.
Oh, I don't like how I'm being portrayed. And
so here's the thing with reality television. Some of us know that it is scripted to a certain extent.
Yeah, of course.
We know that producers are going to play out certain emotions between cast members. We know that the show where they played the behind the scenes of the reality show.
There was a scripted reality show. It was on VH1, wasn't there? Something like that.
It was. I don't know. What was the name of it though?
Gosh,
I feel like it was on VH1.
But then you're also fully aware.
Single ladies, VH1.
But you're also fully aware that as a reality star, when you sign up for stuff like this, you're signing up to be portrayed.
And there's a villain in
they're going to portray
house or whatever. And you can't be the villain unless you give them villain shit to work with. They can't make Gutter look like a villain. They can't make Curtis be a villain
because that's not their personality, right?
They gonna make him be the cool sidekick nigga because that's what he's being. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be mad at who you are. Yeah. The thing about being on a television show is it's a big ass mirror.
Maybe you didn't know.
And then the world.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe you didn't realize that you were showing up like this. So now here's your reality check.
But instead of being mad, do some self-reflection
and grow and change and be different.
And come to the reunion on that type of shit instead of trying.
I saw myself and I didn't like what I saw. I saw a lot of things that I needed to work on. People relate to realness. People relate to honesty. But if you try to be on a high horse and then they and blame.
Yeah.
So many of us forget that behavior. You're giving your power away. You control you. Nobody else controls you. You control no one else. So until you can acknowledge that I am fully responsible for how I behave, regardless of what the next person does, you're going to always sound weak like he do. Because you're not taking any accountability. Like you said, if you weren't behaving in that way at all, it wouldn't have been portrayed that way. Yeah. There would be no footage of it.
Yeah.
I feel like the first 2 episodes, if he kind of stayed a little more reserved, chill, but he was feeling himself.
He like Jonathan said, Milan giving leader of the house. Yeah. And he walked in with that air and nobody was trying to step on his toes or whatever.
Nobody was even trying to be on no shit like that.
Exactly. But he was, and because he was, it was like, you can have it because ain't nobody trying to fight over no shit like that.
I don't remember the bad girls being like that. I feel like
the ones you remember. Like, Tanisha was the leader of the house, but she wasn't a bully.
But she didn't say, I'm finna run the house, like, just because.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say that either, but he
just had a certain amount of error.
He's trying to act
in
that way, yes.
He was trying to act in that way, but when Jonathan came in the house, it was here. I'm already giving big dick energy.
I'm the one who from here. I'm naturally the one who know everybody. He was saying those things pretty much,
and that could be true. But just like on Bad Girls Club Natalie season, I run LA. This your hometown. This where you from. You Chinchilla. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going
yonder. I called her the Crimson Chin in college.
Let that ride. Okay.
Either way.
I can't.
So, next subject. Benzino.
No Nick.
Lord Farquaad. With the low cut.
Yeah.
He was arrested for being a fugitive, and I'm like, a fugitive?
When was he on the run?
That I had to clickbait. I had to find out what was happening with that.
So what they said, girl?
So apparently, he turned himself in yesterday to the police here in Atlanta for an outstanding warrant because he missed a court date. It stems from an incident he had with Althea and her new boyfriend, where they got into a screaming match and a light physical altercation, and there was damage. There was damage caused to a vehicle. Wow. You know, property damage. Wow. That's one of the things you really could get money for. Like,
yeah.
So, and he had a legal reason to be in court, but he said he was arguing with the guy at the time. Long story short, the case was 2 years ago. Somebody put up a video that got me arguing with him, and that is the reason why he had to address it or whatever. He had to appear in court via Zoom, but he says he missed the date because he tested positive for COVID.
Via Zoom, don't.
That was my thing. So then a warrant came out for his arrest, and he had to surrender. But my thing is, first of all, how you miss a Zoom court date? Like, they literally said you can be at home in the bed sick.
In your pajamas.
And you can say, here, I tested positive for COVID. And I'm pretty sure they would have continued the case for another date just from the fact that you have COVID alone. Or you could have just sat there and be like, I don't have much to say. Either I'm guilty or I'm not. Or, bitch, you don't have a lawyer? Like, your lawyer couldn't have submitted documents saying, hey, he has COVID. Can we get a continuance?
That part.
That shit cut off the whole cycle of life for 2 years. They understand how severe it is. If somebody's getting COVID, he could be on a respirator, or he could just have chest pain or whatever.
You didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Still, that's like a pass. That's like an excused absence. So why did you let it get to the point where you have a bench warrant and you got to now turn yourself in?
Ridiculous.
It is. So
next,
I thought that was the files of garbage were very shallow today. But I did find something very interesting that I did like.
What?
So I was scrolling and I saw this video of Tank.
Okay. Love me some Tank.
I love me some Tank too.
Oh, anyway. So, and he was on a podcast giving an interview. I don't remember which one it was.
Tank could be my 10% exception.
Okay.
And
he ain't even old.
Right.
He gonna still want to do some things. Mm-hmm. She said he just might do some things. Okay.
He does look very moist.
Very moisturized. Yes. You know, just
healthy.
Soft elbows.
Yes.
No crusties.
But strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
He was talking about being a performer and being open to being at gay pride and gay events and all those kind of things. And he's been questioned because he's been questioned before about, you know, his sexuality. Not even necessarily are you gay because you go to these things, but in general of just
why do you perform at these events?
If you know that gay people are going to be there. And his answer was just perfect. He's like, first of all, I'm a performer.
I'm performing
if it's
wherever.
A bar mitzvah, if it's a room full of old ladies, gay men, straight ladies, they're still gonna get all of the Tank performance that they paid for.
Right?
Is they money green? That shit cash. I don't have no problem going to a Pride event and being the headliner and making all the motherfucking money.
Run me my bag.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
He was like, that don't make me gay because I walk in a room full of gay people. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, most people will tend to hear that and be like, well, then you must be gay. And he was like, that don't bother me either if you say that or you think that, because being gay is not an insult that bothers me, because I don't find being gay a negative, insult, right. An insult. If you think I'm gay, and that's what y'all know I love Drag Race. This year on the regular Drag Race season, there was a drag queen by the name of, what was her name? Maddie. And Maddie, as a drag queen, they go about it, girl, this, that, and the third. A lot of times when they're in drag, and they'll be like he when they're out of drag, because who they're portraying is a woman, is a female. And Maddie is a straight man who did drag. He got a girlfriend of 6 years, and he's like, I don't care if people think I'm gay because I do drag, because I don't find gay even being necessarily
it's not
a bad
offensive
thing.
At all.
It's only offensive if you consider it bad, and if you consider it bad, that's homophobic, and that's on you
no problem.
To fix and understand or whatever. So when Tank saying that, I'm like, it makes perfect sense to me. He said, I'm securing my shit. Where the bag at? I'm going. So I just felt like that was great, and I wanted to post the story and share it, but I was still busy picking up pieces to look inside the Barney bag. But yeah, I thought that was super dope, and
it is. I like that.
It's human. It's very human, and it provides inclusion, and I think it allows other men who especially men of color, black men, because I feel like that's their fear. Some of it comes from ignorance. They've been taught that being gay is bad or wrong.
So you won't see a straight man being friends with a gay guy.
Because they feel like it's something wrong with it.
Or, you on the DL because your homeboy
and
is
that's such an abomination for them. That's that is an insult to them.
It is.
That is a dig to them. That is because they're not secure and they don't have that. They don't have the insight.
The level of emotional intelligence just in general. To be able to pick apart that trauma story of
why I feel
some kind of way about it, and that's not my story.
That's like me feeling some kind of way about people who wear locks, or feeling some kind of way about people who have braces at 40.
And most times, people who feel some kind of way about it are ignorant to it.
That's what I'm saying, or choose outright to be homophobic.
They feel some way about themselves.
Yeah,
because that's really people. You got to watch what you say out your mouth, because you are revealing your own secrets. Right. You think you're talking about somebody else, but you are truthfully revealing your own
insecurity, what you doubts, and
it's telling me how to treat you, how to maneuver around you.
Yeah, true, real, and right. So yeah, I thought that was really super cool, the Tank, and I just want other men of color to educate themselves and adopt that mindset that it's not problematic, and that's what I like. Even watching unfolds on Bad Boys LA, when Curtis was like, I can honestly say Gutta is my first gay friend,
right?
Because he wouldn't have naturally allowed himself to be in that environment because of that stigma, because of that mindset, and because he didn't have a choice but to let his guard. You're living with this person, you got to ride every day with them in close quarters. Y'all might share the one bathroom down the hall, whatever, and it's who gives a fuck about who you sleep with, how you dress? You're still a person.
Yeah.
You're a person.
Yep.
And that's the thing that matters. And he realized, regardless of who he fucks up or whatever, he's a person.
Yeah.
He's a good person. He funny. He cool. He ride or die. I fuck with Gutta.
Right.
And how could you not? Because real recognize real. So y'all worry about the fake shit you seeing, like the lashes and the silicone breastplates, and you missing out on a good hairstylist, because the best fried catfish you ever had in your life.
Hello.
Or some shit.
You want to act funny.
Right.
Thank you for being a friend.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm just saying, because you don't know, a friend is a friend is a friend, especially if it's not sexual. It shouldn't. What they do sexually shouldn't matter. That ain't what we here for.
If your friend was a virgin, you gonna be like, I ain't fucking with you.
You a virgin. You don't even know what that pussy feels like.
Why does that matter?
It doesn't matter.
None of my business.
Speaking of things that don't fucking matter, I'm gonna have a drink.
Straight to that. What does it matter?
I mean, it does matter, but Red Velvet, ice
cream.
My
God.
Walmart and their red velvet cheesecake Juneteenth ice cream, here for embracing the culture of the blacks, celebrating the emancipation of the slaves, and bringing you and your cousin together over red velvet and cream cheese. Okay, girl.
And corny graphic tees, paper plates, and napkins.
They said half of y'all don't want to celebrate the 4th.
I understand why they did it. But I feel like
I
liked it more.
Paper plates and banners are cool, but you don't need to come white creating shit.
But that's
who told y'all we like
done.
Ice cream like that?
Do you know?
That's exactly what's being done.
Do you know what I learned while I looked up the history of this? That back in the day, during like slavery, and then shortly after, during like the right after slavery, super duper Jim Crow. Mm-hmm. Blacks were not even allowed to eat vanilla ice cream because it was white.
Yes.
They were not allowed. That's why so many of our ancestors like
that's how we came up with butter pecan. Yeah.
Oh. Not allowed.
Because vanilla ice cream was supposed to be for white people.
Oh, and it
was supposed to be a treat. Like, you know.
So you niggas don't deserve a fucking treat.
Right.
But also, the crazy thing, an 8-year-old is the one who learned how to cultivate vanilla seeds. An 8-year-old enslaved person is the one who learned or figured out how to cultivate vanilla bean seeds. And the ice cream scoop was invented by somebody black. So it's like, bitch, you wouldn't even have vanilla ice cream if it wasn't for me. So, if anything, they should have made the Juneteenth ice cream vanilla if they was going to do that shit. Like, make it meaningful.
That's what everybody should do. Everybody should have their vanilla ice cream with the Juneteenth colors for that holiday season. Yes. That's what they need to do.
Like,
some type of tribute.
Yeah, don't be making up no bullshit. Like, who wants some cheesecake red velvet ice cream? They make red velvet ice cream? That sounds horrific. Like, I would never ask for that.
I don't want to.
I like pralines and cream.
I love pralines and cream.
With a little nut. Yeah.
A little swirl, a little caramel.
And
a little swirl.
Oh, it's my favorite.
If you try Founder's favorite, you'll be a crackhead.
Okay, I can't then. You know, we got goals.
So good. We do.
Countdown.
We can have some in Miami.
That sounds like a good idea.
Founder's favorite. I'm sure there's a Cold Stone
in Miami, is it?
Yeah. I don't want any cake.
Cold Stone on South Beach.
Yeah. I'm the cake. It's all the cake we having.
We gonna have a lot of cake then.
Yeah.
Vanilla cake, butter pecan cake, butterscotch cake, lemon top cupcake cookies. No more of those.
No more lemon.
But anyway, so I feel like this is a good opportunity to figure out how we as people of color and as the living, breathing fantasy and extension of our ancestors, how we want to celebrate them, how we want to celebrate ourselves, how we can pay homage to the people who literally are from us and of us, who,
to be honest,
suffer through that.
They are listen, it's no surprise that we're unhappy with what they decided to use as the celebration, how we should recognize June.
And people don't have
you watched
a thought about it, so they just
episodes
do it.
of Atlanta.
You keep asking me, no, I'm going to
There
watch
was
it.
literally a whole episode about them culturally appropriating. I know that's a strong term, but you trying to bring black people in because they had made some type of offensive stance with their fashion, the company. Mm-hmm. They brought in these black celebrities to speak on their behalf to smooth it over. And in turn, now they have an opportunity to ask for things. And unfortunately, most of the black people were asking for things that were just personally beneficial and not really beneficial to our community. Right. Because even when you push to try to make it beneficial to the community, they find a way to come back and twist it and manipulate it to still benefit them. Yeah. So it's almost like you got to help yourself first.
That's why I'm like, how do we... These are our ancestors we're talking about. Like, my great granddaddy was born in 1912. He lived through fucking oppression, and he made so much of himself.
So maybe making an organic vanilla ice cream.
Maybe make vanilla from scratch. Yeah, like every Juneteenth we make ice cream in remembrance of our fucking ancestors. Matter of fact,
because
I know where we can get an ice cream maker.
I like it already.
Yes. I like grandma.
Because they definitely, I know we're not the only ones who've thought of how we can give back, how we can change things, what the ideas are, but they know what we be trying to do. Because they work so hard to build a system against us. So they be...
Yeah, but we are intentional...
We can't go through them, though. That's the thing. She said it. Right. We have to do it ourselves. Yes. You can't go through them thinking they're going to really pour into our community genuinely.
And honor our... They said... Only thing they said was, all right, guys, for the past 3 years, 4th of July sales have been down. There are way less things. And we're seeing internet searches for custom mades. People are going on Etsy to get their Juneteenth banners. Walmart is a mass production, mass seller of every fucking thing. Go ahead and
monopolize.
Yes, they're not trying to build a legacy, and they want to take away from the Etsy shop, and they want to take away, like, we can keep it in house, but we have to be cognizant of that. So as we wrap up this tea in a dish, all my people who are listening, anybody who are here in the States, anybody who celebrates Juneteenth, wants to celebrate Juneteenth, not sure about how to celebrate Juneteenth, want to suggest ways to do it, let us know.
Please.
And take your time to figure out how you can make this a special day for you and your ancestors. Specifically, because if we're going to celebrate it, let's fucking celebrate it and do it with a bang. Anybody have anything else to add? Any extra tea?
I think I'm full off tea now.
All right, well then that wraps this segment up, and we will be back for more. Thank you for tuning in to Spiritually Clatchet, the podcast. I know you're enjoying yourself thus far. Otherwise, your ass would not be here. You can upgrade your subscription from loyal listener to engaged audience member by reaching out to the show via Instagram at Spiritually Clatchet, on Twitter at SC the podcast. Send us an email to spirituallyclatchet@gmail.com, or head on over to the anchor.fm app where you can leave us a voice message or ask us a question at anchor.fm/spirituallyclatchet. We need your feedback so we can offer you advice when you need it or provide you with a safe space to air out them grievances. Recommend us a word for the week, and you know we need you to bring us your horror stories each and every week so we can keep all these signs accountable. That's right. That's SPIRITUALLYCLATCHET, Spiritually Clatchet, on all platforms. We look forward to hearing from you. Now, back to your new favorite show. Yeah. All right, everybody, we are back, and it is 11:11, and it's time to talk tonight. We are gonna play this card game, Let's Talk Tonight, by Ace Metaphor. I saw this game all over the internet, Instagram, Facebook, and the back says, tonight, let's talk. The deck has questions that invokes deep, stimulating, and tantalizing conversation through Q&A. Rather, you're looking to test the compatibility of a potential partner, strengthen the bond of an existing relationship, spice up game night, or just talk. Let's Talk Tonight is fun and engaging way to spark conversation with the one you care about most. Or in this case, the ones I care about most. We have our big giant deck split into 3. So what we're going to do is pull a card, read the question, either answer it, pass the question to someone else who you'd like to answer it, or get feedback from everyone who's playing.
Ooh.
Yes, so I'm just going to go ahead and start and pull my first.
Okay.
Oh, this is easy. Okay. Nothing too deep here.
Not yet.
Not yet. They're starting us off light. I like it.
Okay.
It says, describe your ideal mate when it comes to dating. And I actually would be interested to hear everybody's ideal mate, because, you know, we don't know who listening out there. Maybe our mate want to holler. So for me, my ideal mate, first of all, is someone who is emotionally like mature. Like,
oh yes, definitely.
I definitely have like a lot of emotions in a lot of waves, and I need somebody who is not only willing to ride the waves but prepared to, like, I don't know, be a buoy or an anchor or something like that. This person is really thoughtful and really caring, somebody who's very fun, somebody who's open-minded, someone who has a bit of an old soul, maybe artsy, definitely artsy, and for sure financially stable and a freak in the sheets. That's it. You know, care about me, have your emotions in check, teach me new things, love nature.
It says dating or married?
Ideal mate when it comes to dating.
Yeah, dating.
Yeah. All right, MJ, let's hear it. Ideally.
From a dating standpoint, this may sound so shallow.
If you're shallow, that's your truth, though.
I just feel like I want somebody to be aesthetically pleasing.
You need to look good.
I mean, like, I not only want to be physically attracted to you, like, I'm not even going to hold it. Like, I want to be physically attracted to you. But I also want to be intellectually attracted to you. Like, I just want you to be able to teach me a lot of new things.
I love learning from a partner, for sure.
I do want you to be emotionally intelligent in a sense of not only being able to pinpoint certain things in myself, but also be able to pinpoint certain things in you, if that makes sense.
Self-aware.
Yeah. I want you to be more willing to have hard conversations than I am. Because I'm not 100% there yet.
Yeah.
You know? More willing to learn more things than I am. If that makes sense.
So they can teach you?
Yes.
Like, if you learn it, then I'll know it by default.
But then also, like, if you see I have a unhealthy lifestyle in some form or fashion, then you're also willing to help me do that as well.
All right, Pootie. So you tell me what's your ideal mate when it comes to dating?
Trustworthy, dependable, that find pleasure and satisfaction in providing and protecting their family.
Yes,
things like that, and good hygiene. Like when I say good hygiene, your teeth are clean, your nails are cut. You know, ain't no crust and boogers.
Good hygiene.
Like, and I'm very big on
bathe every day.
Right. You ain't even got to wear expensive cologne, although that is telling and let me know what kind of lifestyle you live in.
Yeah.
But just be clean.
Be clean.
Does it really tell you what kind of lifestyle?
Yeah.
I
mean,
if
yeah.
they wear expensive perfume.
I mean, or the taste
the fact
level.
that they even like it, that they know about it.
That they know about it, yeah.
Axe Chanel. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
Who wear Chanel don't usually wear Axe. They probably wear nice soap smells.
I mean, I just feel like you kind of run into people who are like, oh, because so-and-so said this in a rap song. This is why.
Or because it's Chanel, or they'll run towards it.
Yeah, you're running towards it just because of the name as opposed
who got
to
the skinny jeans with their booty cheeks out.
And Chanel.
So also your clothes fit appropriately. I should not see your undergarments, okay?
I just feel like...
And I should not be able to fit your clothes, bro.
There comes a...
And also have a certain amount of knowledge.
Well,
like, you gotta have a certain amount of knowledge on things that you're wearing.
Because I'm big. I'm a big bitch. Like, I'm tall. You know, depending on the season, a little bit.
No, but y'all not sharing jeans.
Like, I feel like I have big feet for a woman, but I still don't want my man to wear my size shoe. Like, I still want your foot to be bigger than mine.
I mean, I date women, and I don't want you. I don't want you to wear none of my shit.
I don't want you to wear mine, but
I want to wear yours, but I don't want you to wear none of my shit.
But I'd rather us have matching sneakers
sweatpants and a t-shirt
in different sizes, right? Like, there's 2 size 9.5s at the door, and they're both for us, like mine and yours. Like,
right.
I need you to be like a 13. I just want to feel like this is.
I'm not a big bitch.
No, I want you to be. I want a big nigga. Right. That's my thing.
Yes.
I love a big 6'6" ass, 299 pound
somebody
ass.
that can just swoop you
I
up
love
and swallow
a big sock. Okay, your turn. Pull a card. We got our deal partners.
Okay. Oh. Do you consider yourself religious? How important is it?
Why are you laughing? The devil is alive.
How important is it that your beliefs show what you do spiritually?
Wait, read that again without the laughter because I don't think I
Do
got
you
it
consider
all.
yourself religious, and how important is it that your beliefs show what you do spiritually?
Your beliefs show. So basically, your beliefs and actions align.
That's what I'm interpreting.
Yeah. Are you going to answer that? Just go for it.
I want to hear you answer it.
Me?
Yeah.
Ask me the first part.
Because I feel like you're further along in your spiritual journey than I am.
Am I religious or spiritual? That was the first part. I'm definitely spiritual. I'm not religious because there are a lot of things that I grew up in a religious way. And there are a lot of things that I've experienced, that I've seen, that I've learned that just makes me not agree with being under one umbrella. And I apply myself as much as I possibly can every day to let my actions align that. Like, I'm not out here just preaching and not like trying to live it. I think I meditate and I pray and I ask and I focus and I write and I do rituals and all these things to support what it is I'm trying to have going on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I just feel like I wouldn't necessarily say it's spirituality because I haven't really tapped into all of the realms of it. Mm-hmm. But I do meditate. I do like my stones. I do journaling. And I do certain things that are right for me at this moment.
Right.
So I'm just living in my truth. What about you, Rebecca? Do you want to answer it?
I'm not religious. I was raised with religion. But I'm just more so of the mind that I feel like you have to believe something is bigger than yourself. If you don't believe anything outside of science or like you don't have faith in anything. Yeah. I'm not so picky on where it comes from because I really believe they all come from the same place. It's just a different perspective.
Source. They all come from
wherever it resonates.
And for me, it's more so about how to ground your values and morals. So as long as you have it in some respect, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think I could actually date somebody who's like atheist.
Agnostic, because that's the ones who are like indifferent. I feel like they can be swayed, but it probably is. If I know
atheist is like, this shit don't exist.
Likely.
Y'all are loony. Why are you talking about any presence?
So
and I feel like
what is it that you believe in?
Absolutely nothing. Which I feel like is ludicrous. I feel like you can't be fully fulfilled spiritually
if you don't believe in something.
Are atheist. You might be fulfilled in your career. You might be fulfilled, in the amount of money in your bank or the bitch you fuck on or nigga you lay up under. But fully holy, if spirituality is missing and you just decide that shit don't exist, it's for zanies and fools, I don't see how you could ever enjoy nature the right way. Hell, enjoy food the right way. Like, I do a praise dance when shit tastes good. Yes. Like, that's God in the flavor right there. Like, I don't understand what you're
different level to this.
All right, grab a card, sis.
I want to grab one from the middle because I just feel like being difficult.
They your deck. It don't matter. Ooh, you got one. You should have just pulled from the top. I see the face now.
It's not even that deep. It just feels a little personal just because of things that have been going on. Do you believe in living together before marriage? Why or why not?
Yes. I mean, let you answer it.
Me?
Question.
Yeah,
I mean, you pulled it. Either you can pass it or you can answer it or get everybody's perspective on it.
I don't know. I really feel like it's just going to depend on the situation. Mm-hmm. Because I have kids. True. So that's more so I'm that much more cautious about who I would be living with. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like if we at least are engaged or planning a wedding or married
together,
then I would obviously be comfortable. So before that, I don't know. I don't know. I would need some type of like
real trust,
reassuring commitment and trust built before that could happen. Like, because you really don't know a person until you see how they live. But I don't know. I've done it before. I done did shacking up, and it ain't turned out too tough for me. So maybe I need to try not to do that no more. Yeah. What you think, Michael? MJ? MGZ?
I mean, it's a yes for me.
I've done this tons of times.
I think as a single woman, it would definitely be a yes. It's the mother part of me that's like, ooh.
I feel like
because I'm just at a different space in my life to where I would definitely take more precaution now than I ever have.
Yeah.
It's different when you don't need a motherfucker, though. When you really, like, because sometimes people will take this just to make things easier.
Absolutely.
Alleviate some bills or whatever.
Paying rent, split in half sounds amazing right now.
But if you, but as amazing as it sounds, what trumps your peace?
It does not compromise my peace. Right. It's like.
So. I bet you
my apartment is barely big enough for my ass and my shit right now, so you're definitely not coming.
We have to, yeah.
Like, no.
I've never lived
with a significant
other personally.
We can purchase something else together, but we can't.
I've never lived personally with a significant other. I've never got to that level of commitment with anyone. However, I can't imagine saying I want to dedicate my life to you
before I live
past a certain point without at least, I'm going to say, a 6-month trial run.
Like, 6 months?
At minimum, before, like, I say, okay, we can definitely get married and move forward. Because in that 6-month window, if I'm like, all right, I'm seeing phase 2 and I'm not liking it, we can either try to work on it and be like, okay, now that we're in this nonstop, no break, every fucking day swirl of satisfaction or shit, we don't know. You know, it only time will tell. All right, next question. I'm going to skip this. Oh, it just seems so generic. Okay, fine. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what's your plan to get there?
Yeah, let's skip it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's kind of generic. Okay, I'll try another one. Oh, wow. # too soon. When was the last time you had a serious disagreement with someone, and how did you resolve it?
Too soon.
I'm ready. Let's go.
The last time I had a serious, to be completely honest, the last time I had a serious disagreement with someone, it was one of my best friends. And I don't know if it was ever really resolved. It was kind of like a agree to disagree type of thing, because we were mixing business with pleasure, and everybody doesn't work the same when it comes to business. And there was a lot of insight and background information that I did not know. So I felt like I was left high and dry when the full truth and the full scope of things hadn't been explained or represented to me. So I was going based off of what I knew and what I saw. And I just felt like how I was handled was just not professional. And it wasn't even courteous as a friend to, like, you know, me having a business. It was like, well, this ain't my business. I just can't be there, and that's just that. So I resolved it by just accepting the fact that we are different and we don't agree with how things went, and I won't be able to do business with you ever. Or not for a while, because there's some distrust there now. How about you?
The last argument.
Serious disagreement.
The last serious disagreement I can, like, really recall was with family.
Okay.
Just in regards to how to handle certain situations. Mm-hmm. And I've always said that for my generation, that I think our parents' generation hold a lot of secrets.
For sure.
So in me doing my own shadow work and me making sure I am healthy from a spiritual point and from a mental point, I've delved into some things that are triggers for me, some things that have been actual trauma and things of that nature. So when I dig into certain things for myself, I start asking questions. And sometimes, perceived from the outside, my questions can be a little harsh, or what is perceived as judgmental, as opposed to being shadowed.
Right.
So, yeah, it was definitely a disagreement in regards to that. Not making people feel embarrassed or judged by wanting them to share their truth, you know. So.
And how did we resolve that?
I don't necessarily think it's resolved. I think it's
swept
something
under
that
the rug kind of thing?
It's going to be swept under the rug until I find the right arena to bring it up again. Like, that's just facts. I feel like it's going to have to be consistently something that I push in order for it to be
get some actual resolve.
Right.
All right. Did you want to answer that too?
Hell motherfucking yeah. Yes, I want to answer. Today, I had a disagreement with my children's father, and I started it kind of cool, but I did turn up on that ass. When there are certain things that are really close to my heart that I'm very, like, invested in, care about, it's easy to get me riled up, and that's something I'm working on. So I definitely went off the handle a little bit. I came back some, but at the end of the day, I just know that I'm no longer going to be a person that's going to sugarcoat or sweep under the rug any disrespect a person has given me. And I'm going to let you know if that's how I feel. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like they have to agree with me, but I do think if there's going to be a mutual respect, you have to be willing to hear what that other person is saying. Mm-hmm. And in this instance, we were disagreeing about plans that were made, and I felt like should have been discussed in advance. Not even asked, but discussed.
Right.
And the fact that that wasn't considered, it just shows a lack of respect. So for me, it's like, how do you expect me to give respect if you're not doing that? And I'm letting you know what is required for me to feel that way. Because everybody's expectations or standards of respect, care, love is different. Right. So if I'm expressing that to you, and you're not even willing to hear it, you can't expect for me to in turn then give you what you want. So at this point, it's more so of I'm not really trying to get a certain outcome. I'm just learning how to say what needs to be said.
How to navigate these moments.
Right, because there was a lot of seasoning salt I wanted to put on my sentences that I did not, and I was very proud of myself. He got a little seasoning.
The flavor.
But if anybody know the type of arguments that I've had with this man, I felt like I did great, really.
So was that your resolve of being able to
openly say how you feeling?
Yeah.
In that moment.
He didn't have to agree. He didn't have to like it. None of that. But I'm going to say it.
You said it.
Yeah.
As opposed to just not saying it at all. Because a lot of times,
and not even with him, I've learned that I tend to bite my tongue.
And censor yourself.
We've talked about it. I'm not a person for conflict, for real. Yeah. I don't look for it. I'm not enthused by it. Like, I like to be excited and surprised, but
you're not an antagonist.
Drama or negativity, no. Especially if I feel like it's going to upset a person, I'm not intentionally trying to go there. I would avoid it if possible. Because a lot of things tend to be perspective or opinion, and we're not going to always have the same thing. Yeah. But I agree that you deserve to have your view and I deserve to have mine, but there should still be a place we could be considerate of the other person.
Common ground.
So I pray that at some point he gets some level of understanding, somebody say something, because at this point there was a little tit-for-tat where he asked and I told him I don't respect him because he does not give me the consideration I require, and the tat was in turn, he don't respect me either, and I'm just, as a parent that's 90,000% there, how could you not feel that way? I've never done anything for you to question how I provide and care for those kids, ever. You've never had to question what's going on. Anybody. Nobody's ever had to look at me sideways like you ain't do the right thing for your child, or you sure that's a good idea because you're a mother type of energy. Mm-hmm. So the fact that even came out their mouth was like, you're a joke. That lets me know where you at.
Yeah, that's just a level of maturity that
you just want to say something back.
I was just about to say, like,
I'm gonna say it because you said it.
Right. I'm being honest, and you don't have to like it, but you have to earn it.
Stand on.
Yeah, so he's definitely not ready to receive.
And it's okay.
What you're telling him.
When you don't have a leg to stand on,
they'll solve that for me.
Yeah. So that's the resolve of, like, sometimes the only resolve is it's bigger than me. Yeah. I put it in God's hands, and that's why I don't understand atheists right there. Because when shit
what am I doing like this?
Where do you go?
Bust the windows out your car.
Where do you go?
You know, the only reason I don't want to do that is because, baby, one, glass be jumping when you do shit like that, and I'm pretty. I'm not gonna risk none of that. I don't want to break no nails. Like, karma. What am I going to pick up? That's karma immediately. And then I'm light skinned. I show up well on cameras. I'm not going to
I have shit to lose.
Let's go back to Milan. I'm not going to do nothing that anybody could portray that I feel like could possibly be portrayed in a way that is not how I want to be portrayed.
Yeah, and you got shit to lose.
I definitely
And not only are you an example for your children, but that's just it. You're an example for your children.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Your card.
Have you ever engaged in sexual activity with a person of the same sex? Could you be with someone who has? Why or why not? This pertains to me.
It does.
Yeah. Several times.
Could you be with somebody who has?
Several times, guys. This is not a secret.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Next
that's
part?
it.
Okay. Are you asking that for everybody, or you?
If y'all want to answer it.
Say that again.
Have you ever engaged in sexual activity with a person of the same sex?
No.
Could you be with someone who has?
Oh, no.
Why or why not?
Because I'm jealous and judgmental, real talk.
So you can never be with a man that has been with a man?
I mean, don't tell me that up front. Let me fall first. Just give me another reason. Because, I mean, truthfully.
Like, don't ever tell you, or just.
You can't lead with that. Because I'm going to just be real. Mm-hmm. It ain't got to make sense to nobody, but this is how I feel.
Yeah, it makes sense to you.
I don't want to share my man with nobody. I don't even want to feel like anybody has same access to him as I do. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm thinking of women. So, if you also tell me you dealing with men, that opens the pool to all these other motherfuckers I gotta be looking at sideways. Like, oh, so everybody is competition. Right. Hell no. I ain't got time for that. There's no safe spaces.
I think that comes from a place of insecurity, because I feel the complete opposite. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's my reason why I feel okay with it. Like, I feel like if you're with me, you're with me. People are gonna cheat. And if you're disloyal, it don't matter if it's with man, woman, dog, co-worker, whatever, like, you're going to be disloyal. So having a man as another option isn't particularly scary, because I'm not expecting you to cheat on me with anybody. Right. And then sex is sex. Relationship is relationship. Like, if we're connected, then we're connected. I've fucked around with someone of the same sex. I've fucked around with women, had sexual encounters with them, but I would not want to date a woman myself personally, because I'm not attracted to women in that way, like a long term, like more than 3 days a week type. More than I like men. I like man shit. I like chest hair and back hair and big frames. I like beards. I like man shit. I like baritone and deep voices. I like men. I like sweat and
balls.
I like the balls. I don't discriminate. I mean,
because I could come up with a handful of big bitches that sound just like everything you described.
A beard? No. Back hair and chest hair? No. I ain't talking about peach fuzz, bitch.
Back hair,
I want Rick Ross, Slim Thug, motherfucking, who else? None of them. I want, and if Rick Ross or Slim Thug tell me, hey, one time I let so-and-so suck my dick, I'm not going to be mad at you. Like, I think the older I get, the more I'm like, sex is sex. And it's a fluid thing. Like, if you love me and you want to get your dick sucked and I want to have two niggas fuck me at once, that sounds like an opportunity to me. To do two things at once. I'm not afraid of who I am. I'm not afraid of the things that I'm, like, open to. Like, I felt like the only reason why I had a negative opinion about it is because somebody else had a negative opinion about it or made me think. Like, the same way how we were talking about Tank earlier, I don't feel like homosexuality is wrong or there's something wrong with it. So if my man did or is bisexual or whatever, like, again, like she said, don't lead with that. I'm not out here like, anybody men, come holler at you. Like, no, I'm not even saying I would love to have a bisexual man low key. Like, that's also not what I'm saying. But if I connect with a person, if I attract with a person and a different type of sex is in their past, that is not going to be a deciding factor over someone who is intelligent and kind and treats me good and makes me feel secure, and like that trumps all of that. Maybe I've been living in Atlanta too long, bitch. Maybe I've been too single for too long and I'm like, shit, whatever, I do, if that'll work then. But also, I'm understanding people and souls and choice and life so much more.
Is that even a question though? Like, I don't feel like if I'm dating someone, I'm going to ask you how many sexual partners you done had and who they are.
No, I will.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
I've asked a guy, like, you know, are you interested in men? Have you ever dated men before? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like, and especially back then when I probably was still more closed-minded about it, that would have been a thing that made me be like, nah, you know. And living here, I would say ask. Just ask. Even if you feel like you think you know. No.
Please ask.
If you want to know.
If you want to move to Atlanta. If you know a nigga from Atlanta.
Just ask. Just ask.
Please.
Just ask.
Because you know what your personal boundaries are.
Okay. Well, let's get to
Next
another card. It's on you, Pootie Lou.
Let's see. I don't know if I can think of this one. Somebody else going to have to answer. Tell me about a time when you broke someone's trust and what you did to gain it back. Oh, I do have one that I can think of. So it was with one of our good friends, Adesha. I think it was during the time she was pregnant. I was hanging a lot with another one of our friends. And at the time, me and her were hanging a lot because we were going through a lot of the same things as single mothers, dealing with difficult co-parenting relationships and whatnot. And even things that we were interested in and wanting to do. We were
in sync at that time.
So we were together a lot. And there was an instance where I was supposed to meet up with her to go out to eat, but I didn't go. And if I'm not mistaken, I didn't let her know I wasn't going to follow. I didn't follow up with her about it. And, you know, we all share locations. And at the time, I was with Tiara. So it was kind of like, girl, how the fuck you going to blow me off and go be hanging with somebody else?
Right.
And it wasn't even
It wasn't intentional.
It wasn't intentional. And it took a while for her to bring it up, but when she did, you know, I had to own it. Like, I can definitely see how you feel. It was not intentional, but I understand and know that's not cool, and I apologize because I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me.
Yeah.
I did feel like I had to explain myself because dealing with mental health, it's not something we discuss on a day-to-day or as things change even.
Right.
And I was really depressed at the time. And me and her were kind of pity partying together. She was
misery
really
lover company. Yeah.
So we wasn't doing anything. We was probably laying down taking a nap, you know?
Yeah.
Watch TV or something. And it could have been something as little as in my mind, I don't really have the money like that. Just, you know, the low vibe type of thing.
Yeah.
So in my mind at the time, I might have felt like I'm doing her a favor staying over here. When really it's like when you have a relationship with people, you owe it to them to
have a relationship.
Ongoing, communicate with them. Yeah. Be consistent even when it's uncomfortable. Because it's not about what's comfortable, it's being real.
Right.
So I had to own my shit. Damn, that was fucked up. And I apologize. Yeah. It definitely wasn't intentional. It wasn't a fuck you at all. That was just my fuckery.
I'm glad you said that because that used to be one of my limited beliefs.
What's
because
that?
I legit grew up being told people don't owe you a friendship. And if they don't want to be your friend anymore or if they don't want to hang out with you, they don't owe you an explanation.
They don't, but...
And in my mind, I'm like,
the end, though.
If we're friends, why wouldn't you want to tell me if I've done something wrong?
Right. But I feel like at that point, it must not be worth it to me.
I mean, we went through the same thing, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been friends with her since I was 14 years old. This makes 20 years this year.
Yeah.
I want her as a friend. Right. I don't ever want her to feel like I would. There's never been a time I've ever felt sideways about anything she's done, said to me. We've had one other disagreement.
Yeah, and even if we do disagree, then we can have a conversation about it.
I ain't want to get left. That's the only time we disagreed.
When we broke down in Daytona.
In your car, when we was in Daytona, that's exactly.
The white car?
Yes.
Oh, and my alternator? I don't even remember that.
Exactly.
And
so
we were all together.
It was something ridiculous.
Right, like
so
y'all just don't agree.
For me, it's like, nope, I'm not going to allow no shit like that.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It was important to me. So, I ain't had no problem saying, you right, I'm wrong. I apologize. I won't do that shit no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have to.
As I am. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Please tell me.
But that's what happened with me and Micah. Like, when she first moved to California, we were together every day, all the time, and we were going through something at the same time. Like, so that was, like, the person who I was with. you and I, like, we weren't seeing each other. It was just a period in my life where I was isolated because of my circumstance. You had the baby and you being pregnant. This is after I left. You had actually, by this point, you had Ray. So you literally were there with the two of them, and because it was before you moved. No, not. It was survival mode. Yes. So I had, like, clung to her because we were going through something so similar at the same time. And then she left and ended all communication with me. And was like not returning my phone calls and like being like inconsistent. And y'all know I'm gonna call some shit the fuck out
all the time.
I am not gonna wait. So when I finally got her on the phone, I basically broke up with her. I was like, bitch, if we ain't gonna be friends,
we ain't gonna be friends. You need to tell me right now, 'cause I don't motherfucking understand. And I'm on FaceTime like, I'm sorry.
Like, you just left me. You didn't say anything. You didn't tell me. And, like, I understand. This is something I had to come to my own realization, even just, like, last week with you. Because... No, for real. Don't cry. You know I love you. But, like, that's how I felt. Like, back then, like, it was like... And I don't know what you might have been feeling or going through at the time, but that's just how I felt. Like, you left me. And didn't say shit.
Loved you, girl.
Yeah. But when I called her out, this was the same energy. It was like, no, like, that's not what it is. But my feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
And the trust was restored because we had that open and honest conversation. But I had to come to the realization even recently, like, so I'm still not taking things personal, that your secrecy and how you live your life and things, because I'm very open, and I guess I really expect that back. But that's a part of your paradigm. And I had to acknowledge that in order to fully be able to, like, respect it. Because I feel like, damn, like, you don't want to share your good news with me. Like, you don't want to, like, I take it personal, and it's not like that. Mm-hmm. So, but I feel like the trust is restored because we have these open and honest conversations, and like we make an effort to be better. Like, also she's back here, so you're back. It's so much easier. Like, I'm touching her now. Like, it's so easy. Yes. Okay. Whose fucking card is it? I think we should do one more. Is yours?
Yeah.
So after you, okay. Oh, you already got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
How would you describe your spending habits?
Oh.
I know my word, frivolous.
We telekinesis.
That's it. I don't want to talk about it. We're going to leave it right there.
My spending habits. That was the other one I was just about to say. I gotta find the third. Outrageous.
Amazing.
Sensational.
Therapeutic.
Oh, gosh, yes. Like, I want to go to Target right now.
Do I leave, like, we're talking about, I ordered this bathing suit. I'm like, bitch, I didn't buy any new bathing suit. I didn't even have time to look because I was looking for, what was I looking for specific? I was looking for 2-piece sets. Like, I want to get, like, a cute little ruffled chi little 2-piece with like some print or like just bright colors, flowers.
I want to get so many things.
Right, I already looked, but I'm like, I actually didn't. I was looking for more workout clothes. That's what I was looking for. I love buying workout clothes as if I'm gonna start working out. I am. I keep looking for them though, and I just like.
Apparently, I'm gonna be wearing swimsuits like outfits because they're.
I mean that's your goal.
Live your best life.
Live it, honey.
I got 2. If I can add 2 more, then I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I love my leopard print one that I already have. Like, I'm gonna wear that. I don't need.
You got a leopard print bathing suit?
Yeah.
Me too.
Of course. Come on.
Me too.
Cheetah girls, cheetah sisters.
Yes. I would wear it every day.
Oh God! Why is your face?
Let's pick another one.
Oh.
Just read it anyway. We don't have. No, we don't have to
we gotta do it.
I just want to know what it says.
I want to know what it says.
We're gonna do this another time.
Oh.
Which childhood experience has shaped you the most?
Yeah.
Next.
Just
I don't
want to be there today.
We already went there.
Let me do what I do. We can just
give us something light.
Okay. What's the last major goal you accomplished? What obstacles did you have to overcome to do so?
Oh.
I can go if you're not ready because it came to the top of the dome.
The last major goal I accomplished is not hating my baby daddy. And what I had to get over is learning that he has his own life to live, and he's living his life based on his experiences. It ain't got shit to do with me. And I got to do the same thing. And I don't want to live with no hate in my heart. I want us all to have, you know, healthy, happy relationships with no tension. Yeah.
That's a good goal. For me, I would say completing and releasing a book. Like, that was definitely, like, I did that shit. I'd be looking at the cover like, this is a real fucking book.
Yeah.
I
It's a
did
real-
that.
Can I ask one more question? I'm so sorry.
I've been trying to get my book autographed for I don't know how long.
No, I can tell us what's your last name you did.
Wait.
Oh, no, you got to
Oh.
keep going. I'm so sorry, y'all. People, I just fucking right over here.
Picked up another card.
I did. You gonna answer this.
Who?
These.
We is. Fuck it. Yep, the book. Well, next.
You had to get over procrastination?
No, yes, that was the part I need to answer. How I actually got to it. First of all, I really wanted it to happen. Like, I'm like, when the full idea came to me and I realized that it was possible, I then really wanted it to happen. And the thing that helped me, because I am a procrastinator, is I created a deadline.
Okay.
And even though I procrastinate like I do in real life, the deadline made me do it. Even though if I made the deadline the 30th, I really start hammering down on the 24th. I gave myself a deadline. And I didn't do it on the 30th. I probably did it on the 3rd. But because I gave myself a deadline, I created the pressure for myself to create the diamond. And
Yeah. I'm telling you, deadline is one motherfucker.
but that's how I did it. I know what works for me. Like, if I limit myself and I, like, create a stress test, like, that's just...
Give me a deadline. I got it.
Because otherwise, I would still be like, I'm going to write a book.
Got time.
I'll still be tinkering around with covers when I was like, no, I got to have this cover done by this week because this whole book got to be done. And, like, you know,
Yeah.
I did it. And I love the cover. I love everything that I did. I designed everything, and I'm really proud of that. Like, hitting the goal feels fucking good.
It
Boom.
does.
Your turn.
Finally choosing me.
Yes.
I legit, like, this sounds so weird, but I legit woke up one day and said, you're not happy, what are you going to do about it? And moved home like 30 days later.
That I'm going to start by going home.
Like,
To
and
the
it
place
wasn't,
where I
right, and it
belong.
wasn't like on some just negativity type shit. It was just like,
Reset.
you
like,
need to be closer to these people that you know unconditionally love you and can handle what's going on with you.
Yeah.
So take that ass to mommy and daddy.
But you didn't just go to mommy and daddy. You came home to...
Well, yeah, because
MJ, you came
I
home
know
to
it's a sense
Micah.
of peace that I needed
to
be able to do that. So
Yeah.
I am so proud of myself for choosing me
moving
and my
cross
peace
country in
and,
30 days.
Yeah,
and
like,
with style.
and getting the shit
grace
done. Like, it was
and
just
flair.
like,
Come
yeah.
on.
For me to pick up the phone and call my mama and be like, hey, you want to come see my new apartment? And she's like, wait, what? Yeah, I've been here for a good week. Come on over. Bring me some food.
Girl.
And she was there. So, yeah.
Especially knowing where we come from, like, that is dope. Like, I'm super proud of you.
Girl,
I know,
knowing where we come from.
like, not even just from that point. Cause
Putting points together, getting free pieces of a meal from Chick-fil-A.
literally splitting food just to make sure we ate today. Yes. Okay, so what's the last question?
Do you watch porn? If so, what's your favorite kind to watch? Do you feel porn is appropriate to view while in a relationship?
Okay, let's do one at a time. Yes to the first one.
What's the first question?
Do you watch porn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your favorite kind? I like voyeurs.
I
like
like
watching people get
amateur.
Yeah.
I like voyeur. I do like a good cheating fucking video.
Yeah.
I like
little story.
Not that they're cheating. It's just the fact that it's secret. You catching somebody. It's like I would rather it be something not cheating.
I've seen it though. I've seen a nigga
or
straight
like
making
fucking
a sex tape,
inappropriate.
and the bitch not making a sex tape, fucking, and somebody done set up a camera and walking in like, bitch.
The camera setup is lit.
Yes, like the girlfriend done set up the camera and now, like, bitch, I done caught you cheating. You got this bitch in here in the living room bent the fuck over, and I got the camera catching your ass, and she coming in the house smacking shit up in the video. Like,
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
You got to get deep in the internet for that. Cheaters, Pornhub style.
So your turn.
I guess it's called amateur.
Yeah.
You know, regular, everyday people.
You don't like all that extra.
I don't like
no, but I do like the extra. I like the overly extreme extra, like the bad,
and
the bad acting, and
not Channel 9,
but it's like
no,
but it's like a, you know, it's like almost like soft porn.
Yeah,
you know, like you could probably catch it like when we was little on the
Real
station,
HBO,
like
that type of shit
like that.
No,
it's funny.
I want a little disrespectful.
It's like don't watch, but watch.
I want a little disrespectful.
Bashful.
I'm always a fan of group sex.
Yeah,
if it's amateur in group or 2 or 3 or gathered.
Amateur is just great. Or the just bizarre sexual encounters. I watched this one situation that this girl was at a nightclub outside the parking lot talking to a group of dudes talking about, I want to get fucked.
And they said, okay.
And somebody did it. And I was like, rewind.
Like coming out the club and you see all these niggas.
You nasty.
I'm watching
This is your life, girl. You really just came out and said, let's do this.
She was so messed up, though. Like, I don't know what she was on, drinking, popping, smoking, but she was dirt.
Treat.
She was conscious. Now, let me be clear.
Oh.
She wasn't falling down, but she was like, loose.
Let's go.
You could tell she was on
completely uninhibited ecstasy.
Yeah, that's likely. And she had a friend, and they was just kind of standing to the side. I just was like, what?
I mean, what do you do if your friend says, I'm going to have an orgy right now?
In the parking lot.
Okay, friend. Let me know when you get finished.
I'm going to stand close by.
Who all there?
Right, like, let me know when you get finished.
Who all going to be there?
No, not
me on FaceTime.
We are there. It's happening in front of you.
That's like us coming out to
Put your
Cascade
phone
parking
down.
lot. There's somebody over there having a whole friend. I'm going to sleep with all 3 of them at the same time.
Right here in this parking lot.
No.
I'm going to just be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You
come
sure?
to my hotel room.
You sure? Right here?
I want to run.
She didn't even do it like that. It's like, we come in the club, hey, let's walk up to these dudes. And she walk up and then she spilled the tea. So ain't nobody had time to be like really
prepared. Oh, that's what
we're doing? Like right now?
No.
Have you ever seen Twitter porn?
No.
I know.
Twitter is like the new Tumblr.
Oh my god.
Get on that end.
You got to make a different Twitter account.
I missed it. I got one.
Ooh,
let's talk about her.
I'll cut that out. Wait, flag.
I don't talk about.
I'm not spilling the tea.
No, I'm gonna just cut that out. It ain't even gonna be on there no more.
See, somebody is gonna come to that. That might be the money. I might have to get OnlyFans then.
You ain't gotta show your face.
No, go ahead.
It'll never be the face. No face.
No case.
I'll just beep it out again.
But yeah, we gotta get on there. That's
I feel like I just want to be like,
yeah, Tumblr.
Because I remember when you told me it was over, I was like,
it's over. You get up. Think about it. Every time a celebrity have a sex tape, where it be?
Oh my goodness.
Leaked at. It be on Twitter. Get you a separate Twitter, and you got all the stuff, all the things. You just start finding the specific hashtags, or just type in what you're looking for and put Twitter at the end, and Twitter gonna come up.
Wow.
There you go. Well, yeah, there you have it, folks. If you want to get your kinks, you can go to twitter.com and do it there. You're welcome. That was the last question here on 1111. I did not think this was going to end like that.
On a positive
note. On an interesting note, very interesting note. We will be back for more.
Hey y'all, welcome back. It's horror stories time.
Dun dun dun.
So, we're going to talk about Libra this week, guys. And I'll just start off with just basic characteristics of a Libra man and a Libra woman. Okay. So, the basic characteristics of a Libra man is Libras, being an air sign, is filled to the brim with romantic thoughts and loves to share them. He has a soft, gentle, and non-threatening vibe with great taste in fashion and art to boot. Okay? He usually moves in a graceful way, but when the balance is off, it's off. Okay, so that's a Libra man. Now, Libra woman thrives on fun, laughter, joyfulness, and beauty. She loves to feel free and keep it light, instinctively turning away from people whose traits feel too negative or heavy for her. These babes have a natural cool to them that comes from not trying too hard and keeping things chill. I like that. What do you guys think so far? Can you fuck with some Libras?
There's some Libras around me and in my life. And
like sun sign Libras or just like
sun sign Libras. My first love was a Libra. I don't think I dated any other Libras, but I was so young. I was
Libra
like
and a Scorpio?
14. It actually happens more than you think. Nelly and Ashanti were a Libra and Scorpio.
I could see that, but then I could see why it would end though.
I feel like it takes a certain level of balance because
and conscious effort to stay in any relationship.
I mean, it being the Libra woman and the Scorpio man makes a difference because a Scorpio woman and a Libra man, I don't know. Sex is pretty good though. Like typically across the board, those are the reviews every time between that mix. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But that's all I know. And that was like 1,000 years ago. And I do have some Libra women in my family. Mm-hmm. And interesting. I'll just say that.
Do you see them as what I'm reading is cool, calm, and collected for the most part?
I'd say
keep it real light, just
on the surface.
On the surface level.
I feel like it's always more of a front. I'd say that. Not even a front, like faking, but like this is the position that I must be and show up. Like their representative is like always representing.
Yeah. Just gonna keep it real light and just
and yeah, they're social, they're fun and things like that. For sure. But like I feel like that's also a part of the front that they put up. Not saying like, oh, I'm really antisocial, but I feel like they are like how air signs in general, like how my rising is air, my Scorpio is really like, I'm wearing all black. This is my Scorpio. Like this is the real me. But my Aquarius rising, this air sign is like social and wanna, you know.
Hello, I'm here. I've arrived.
When I really just would like to do that. Just sit there and
with your arms folded and me like,
but I'm like, that's just not socially acceptable. And this girl was like, hey, how's my best girlfriend? I'm gonna make you girls an update treat. Like but that's that representative representing. So okay, let's hear the stories.
Okay. So we have a story that was posted. Basically just it's not really a story. It's kind of like a comment. And she basically just said, I'm a Capricorn woman with a Libra man. And let me tell you, it's not easy. He will go to any extent to get his way. Very controlling, extremely jealous, mean when angry, manipulative. And thank God I'm strong and I know when he's acting up. Oh, and did I mention childlike tantrums? So somebody responded, no, not my Libra, LOL. It's not the Libra, it's the kid. Throw him in the trash. Somebody else said, Libras are known to be social or flirty, or so mistaken by that. If that Libra man is all about you, then he will be all about you. If the kid you with like to dip his shrimp in others,
shrimp, oh,
then he just love to fuck random fish holes.
Dip his shrimp in others.
Then he just love to fuck different random fish holes.
Fish
then you have to be
hole.
careful with dudes like that. He's not into being tied up with one person. He is just in love with the idea. That's a big difference.
Oh my. Yikes.
So, I definitely agree with that.
Fish holes.
Yes.
Stick your shrimp.
Not the shrimp in the fish holes,
in
but
fish.
with that, I mean...
Stick your fish in
yes,
shrimp
so
holes.
I am Leo, Libra, Gemini.
So is Libra your rising or your moon?
My rising.
Rising.
So in some form or fashion, I am fully aware of not being in love with someone, knowing the difference, not having a care in the world, getting tired of certain things, pitching a fit when I don't get my way.
Wow.
All of the toxicity in this whole thread.
You identify with. So you just love to dip your shrimp in other fish holes.
don't. I plead the fifth.
You just love.
But yeah, like I can definitely see some real strong toxicity.
This is
there.
definitely named shrimp and fish hole. What?
Yes, it sounds horrible.
I didn't read that.
That's the best part.
Oh my God. What's this person's name?
Dip his shrimp in others.
Fish holes.
Random fish holes.
Random fish holes.
And shrimp, the sea scavenger. Random fish holes.
Crustaceans.
It's there. So anyway.
Oh my God.
I had a friend call.
Okay. It's in horror stories. Let's hear it.
And I would not know what to do in this scenario because I feel like I've had friendships that have broken up and made me feel like I was breaking up with a significant other. Mm-hmm. But then I've also had friendships that kind of just disappeared. You know, like
just
if I did,
away.
yeah, like if I did something to you, like, are you gonna be woman enough to let me know, or you just gonna ghost me? Like, you just gonna stop talking to me? Like, what's up? You know? So he definitely was dating a woman, mm-hmm. but how he started dating this woman was his friend called him up and said, "Hey, I know somebody. She coming into town. I want to hook you up with her." Okay. And he was
friend
like,
of a friend.
Friend of a friend. He was like, okay, cool. Like, we just gonna go out, have a good time.
Group
From what
setting.
I see, she might not be my type, but it's a group setting. My
cool.
friend feel like I'm gonna be cool with her. Then it got to be something there,
yeah.
you know. Like, we just gonna have a good time. Well, eventually they hit it off, and it became into something.
Mm.
Well, why it becomes into something? If you're my friend that hooked me up with this person, what am I doing? I'm telling you about my relationship, what's going on.
Yeah.
I may not be telling you all the details.
But you get
if it's me, I'm definitely not telling you all the details because that shit's my personality. Yes. Like, I'm not telling you shit. Okay? I will tell you way after the fact. Okay? But I'm not telling you nothing that's currently going on. So you know, exposing to your friend how the relationship is going, what may or may not be working, you know, asking for advice, all of these things, and it becomes years of a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay?
So they start dating for years after
you're
this
dating for
random
years.
introduction.
Right, after this random introduction. You're dating for years, and, you know, you kind of just I call it's the 3-year itch. It's a 3-year itch where either you're going to have a transition with your partner and y'all transitioning together, or you transition separately. Mm-hmm. That's just how I've seen it Libra 3-year itch. Okay? That's just how I've seen it play out in my life. Okay? Just being honest. So, you having all of these thoughts, and it comes to your mind, this just ain't the person I need to be with. I'm just not trying to do this no more. For my sanity.
Right.
I can't. Like, I'm just not doing it anymore. So you break up.
Okay.
Less than 30 days. The friend who hooked you up with her and your ex are now in a relationship.
Whoa. I'm going to take a sip to that.
Do you offer hands to both their asses? Or do you, say, you know what? I made a decision not to be in this relationship, so I wish them well, that's cool. It is what it is. Do we have a conversation about it?
I feel like something like that.
Like, am I upset with my friend and the ex, or am I just solely upset with my friend?
I feel like anybody who's friends with me will already understand.
Have a certain level of respect.
Radar engage for something like that. So you and I are not friends.
If you think it's okay for you to do that.
Less than 30 days later, like, we've been together for 3 years, like, that's weird. That means that there's been something going on or been some type of violation.
That's my thought.
Whether it's emotionally, physically, or whatever. There's been a breach in our bubble. And as a friend, too. Because, like, if this person is making advances towards you, you need to be like, friend, this is what's going on. Like, he ain't no good. Like, I introduced you because I thought... I didn't even know it was going to go nowhere. It was just supposed to be whatever, but this is what's what. But for you to entertain that and still let it go on, it's not coming from anywhere. That's a seed that grew, baby.
So
30 days later.
Is years in the making.
Years in the making. I mean, that literal thing happened to me in college. Mm-hmm. I met this guy on Facebook when I was in college, and he was coming to town, and he brought a friend, and the girl who I brought... basically, after we had our initial meeting, had been talking to him for months behind my back. For months behind my back. And I found out because I was at her house. We was hanging out heavy. Mm-hmm. I was at her house, and she had hopped in the shower work. We was about to go somewhere and do something or whatever. And I see her phone ringing, and it say, Mike. This is my friend. I know everybody who she talks to because we talk about all of that shit. We be together every day, all the time. Mm-hmm. And I see the number popping up, too. And this particular person was from South Carolina, Charleston. So it had the same area code. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, she know a Mike from Charleston, South Carolina also? No. I'm like, hello? Mm-hmm. And he's like,
because he knew it was you.
He asked for her. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nah, this ain't her. This is Kiana. He just hung up the phone. And I'm like, of course you did. But the thing is, when I answered the phone, he was like, hey, baby. And I was like, oh.
That's what we doing.
You just told on yourself. So, like, my friendship with her was done in that moment. And I, like, really feel really proud that I didn't, like, assault her while she was in the shower. Just all off guard. I would have really whooped her ass, too. But I'm not, like, that type of person. Like, I'm not an attacker.
Yeah, we think about these things, but...
I'm not an attacker.
I will attack.
On some slick shit, too. Like, don't do me. Like, if I
when
have too much leeway to make it happen, oh, yeah. So you have a lot of restraint in that moment.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I
Good
do.
job.
But I also did something detrimental to myself afterwards. So, like, it was very negative. College was a different kind of me, child.
Yeah, I feel like
If
I'm
you
going
just-
for the negative to you first. Always. That's just
No,
how-
ma'am!
That's just how I like to set up.
I feel as though
It feels too good to be selfish.
No, I scare myself when I go to that place. Like, I know what I'm capable of. And I don't wish that on nobody. Like, I am the devil. Like, that shit, that everything that's good and pure and genuine about me flips a coin. It becomes the entire opposite. Bad, unpure, like, it becomes the, like...
Exact opposite. There's no in between.
No. It's a light switch, not a knob with a dimmer. It's on or off. Not medium hot, no.
That's exactly why I think we resonate so well with one another, because I don't have my middle ground don't exist. Either I fuck with you or I don't. Either I'm happy or I'm sad. Like, the numbness is scary for me, because anything can happen in that.
Baby.
And when I'm reacting to people, I don't have... It's like I'm going to be cool or I'm going to go the fuck off. So...
You watched it. Like,
And that to me was just like, okay.
but it ain't no middle ground for me. So, yeah. Like,
That's scary, so I
don't
understand,
want to
yeah.
go there because...
It could go all the way there.
All the way
and you
there.
watch movies, you see how shit can just happen. Just the wrong triple.
I've literally had people tell me things that I've done in those situations. And I would hear people say shit like, oh, I blacked out. No. A snap is real. Unchecked emotion, unchecked
That's why I'm
rage,
divorced.
Unchecked. That shit is real.
I felt
You can
myself going
literally snap. And that shit's scary for real. Like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. Like,
because then you're going to wake up to it and have to live with the consequences.
like, I be, like, even right now, my sister just popped in my head. Like, you got to be able to control yourself.
And that also has to
and
do with the situations you put yourself in.
That too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being aware ahead of time.
Yes.
And just having that.
That's still a level of
self-care.
restraint. Yes.
And self-love. Because if you love yourself, you don't do certain stuff or put yourself in certain situations because you deserve better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, was that it for horror stories?
Yeah, that's it for horror stories.
All right. Well, we can just slide on over to advice.
I need some advice.
What's up,
Take
friend?
the floor, baby. I feel like, is this an advice and agreement?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to drink. Yeah, I smoke.
Hell yeah. You know, I'd like to hear some fresh perspective on moving productively through tough co-parenting situations.
I'll let you go first.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. I'm
Okay, well, not
Not
even
a
co-parenting, dealing with
another
sour
individual.
relationship where you still have to have interaction for whatever reason, like, or just with conflict. How about that?
I'm thinking of like
Specific or
a book, my
Vague,
favorite
either.
book, the yellow book that I reference all the time, How to Be a Badass. It just talks about so many different things and parts that it's just helpful. Like,
okay,
I have to reference it.
I'm ready.
If said person was being just as fucking difficult and just as crude and nasty and rude, and they had Alzheimer's or were sundowning or had autism, or, you know, how would you approach that, even though it fucking frustrates you, angers you, you feel like this is not what the fuck I should have to deal with, you
I
know.
would never let them be alone with my kids. Just saying. You just validated you mentally Exactly. You ain't right in the head. If you think What you said makes sense.
So,
Just stop sticking your shrimp in all these fish holes.
That's what you heard about?
You know what? I feel like that's the new way to say, like, I'm in a pickle.
You know?
I done stuck my shrimp in a
this
fish
fish
hole.
I got a question. Let me be more specific. Because this is a big part about where my issue, and I started to
Twitch.
What do you do when you feel like the co-parent or other parent is trying to turn the kids against you?
Now that is definitely a sign of immaturity on the other parent's
How do you handle that? Like, what am I supposed to...
I think me being present for what you're talking about, you handled it very well. That's inappropriate. That is not for children. This is a conversation between us adults. And that's just that. Like, if we need to readdress the terms of how things need to happen, if I need to write you a letter, get that shit notarized, mail that shit to you have you served with, like, this is how things need to happen in an official capacity, then that's just what I might do. Because you need to understand fully what is expected and not expected, since what has been already laid out is not finite or clear enough. Like, if we are going to have sub-terms on the side, there has to be a level of respect for me to move forward with that. Because I'm not going to trust you to do anything else.
Exactly.
And you're not the bad guy for having those expectations at all. You know what I'm saying? You're not the bad guy for having an emotional response to that shit, because those are your children. But you have to put your foot down, and sometimes the emotion can get in the way of your message being fully received.
that's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
And that was what I was witnessing too. Like, it ain't gonna go nowhere at this point.
It wasn't going to go nowhere even
But
when I
has
was
it
talking.
ever?
No.
Just, do you think you've ever, or even are
Let's just be real.
wanting to put yourself in a predicament, because the non-confrontational person really just wants to say, I don't understand why it wouldn't be so hard for two adults to sit down, have an amicable conversation.
And stick
This
to
is
the
my
terms.
expectations. This is your expectations.
Even
and stick to
yesterday,
the
I
terms.
want to do this, ABC. Okay.
So in that situation, it's almost like you have to meet this individual where they are, and if that takes going back down to the court, sitting down across the table with a lawyer at the front and a judge with the judge at the front and a lawyer beside you with bullet points, because you cannot have an emotional, intelligent, intellectual conversation with that other, then that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
At this point, we talked about this the other day. You have no control over how
Not at all.
he's going to do anything, but you can prepare your children.
Right.
You don't ever talk bad about their dad in front of them. You can be
Right.
consistent with that. You know, it's okay for you to have adult conversations with them and let them know, this is mommy. Mommy can only do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I think those conversations our parents weren't having with us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
In my mind,
Truth
my
and
mother
honest,
was
yeah.
a superwoman, and
No,
she
I do
did
tell them
all
that,
of these
but-
things. But if she would have had honest conversations with us, then maybe we would have understood
Right.
why her reaction is the way it is when certain
Yes.
events
So
come.
preparing myself to have honest conversations with my kids. To
Yeah.
prepare them.
And prepare them for any
And just
situation.
and just go through whatever necessary channels.
Yes.
And
And do not
structure
feel
for this.
bad for creating structure for that.
No. And
Don't
you
feel
and make
bad
sure
for that.
they understand that there's just a dynamic difference in how you see things, and this is why.
Mm-hmm.
This is nothing against your dad. It's nothing against the love he has for you and the
Right.
love that you have
Absolutely.
for him. This is about me being informed. I need to know. I love you just as much as I love me, and I want to know that you are safe and you are cared for and you are comforted at
Yeah.
every point of your life. And we don't do that in the same way, and we're just trying to figure out how.
Yeah. That's
And at
great.
the end of the day,
That's it. I
their
mean, that's the
safety
truth of it
is
all.
your
Yeah.
I
your
don't want
number
to.
one
It's
concern.
not about trying to be
petty or get back at him.
better
or
than the
be-
other.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
this should just be the standard for them, what they
Yes,
deserve, and I don't
yes.
see what you don't see.
But that goes back to meeting somebody where they are and having
Yeah.
the grace. It's really frustrating,
Like,
especially when
yeah.
it
That's
it
what
directly feels like a slap in the face to you.
Like,
that's
I do
the
everything.
expectation of understanding.
Yeah.
It's an expectation of understanding. Just because you understand the logic of what a good parent looks like does not mean he understands
we be saying the communication is the key, but comprehension is the key.
Yes.
Some people don't have
and if he can't understand the same level of flashiness or living or extra funds you finna get his new bitch that you finna try to court, you can't keep my haircut, my shoes fly just like you. I want to live the same level that you do, Dad. If you can't understand that concept, then we don't need to have an adult conversation. Me, you, the lawyer, and the judge can have an adult conversation.
Right. And that's just that.
And that's just on that. And there will be no emotions. You don't have to worry about me turning up. Yeah. Because I wrote this shit out, and this is what you're going to have to abide by.
Period.
End of story. And you can work on your health and your healing journey and all that separately. You no longer have to show him emotion.
Yeah, I know what I've been willing to do in giving the other person the consideration, and it's like, wow,
stop considering everybody else but yourself.
Well, it wasn't on my behalf. It was on my children's behalf, just trying to create a healthy space for that relationship. Because my dad wasn't present consistently in my life because he had issues. So I don't want to make it hard for them to have a relationship. It's just like you said.
But those issues are different.
There does have to be a standard met.
Issues though. Those issues are different, and they look different.
Somewhat. Some, functional.
The reasoning might be different, but the issues aren't different.
It's very similar.
We mirror these things some way. Like
the fact that I'm even dealing with it is a mirror to some things I've dealt with growing up. Mm-hmm. And I just, I have to continue to learn and evolve through it. But
from it,
all that. I appreciate that advice.
Does anyone else feel like they need some advice on something?
Yeah, what about y'all? Tell me something. Let me tell you something good, because I done been through it. Learn through my mistakes.
No. I don't think so.
Let me see. Do I need advice? I thought about it. No, but do I have a grievance?
Where it is.
What's up?
Go ahead,
Every time. So, although this is to be expected because of Mercury and her micro braids.
And no edges have it as.
They tight. You can't even turn your head with these micro braids. Mercury gonna catch a fade. The old people tend to pop back up. And this particular person that has popped back up, and we would just happen to be talking about it, and I asked Pootie, I was like, I'm looking at these messages. The last time he reached out to me was these days. Look and see if Mercury was in retrograde then.
Oh, my God.
It was.
And it definitely was.
Oh.
Now, this particular person, I've blocked 3 separate times.
I got to look at him again.
3 separate times.
3
I'm
separate
not
times.
Lie too. Let me go back.
3 separate times.
3 separate times.
I blocked his regular phone number. He hit me with a backup number. I entertained him for 20 seconds on that. He did some more dumb shit. I ain't blocked him again. Then he reached out to me on at iCloud.com via iMessage and FaceTime. Eventually, I blocked that too, and now he got some green bubble Android text app going on.
What?
Communicating with me again. And I couldn't be any less enthused.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no. Okay. Okay.
Woo!
That was the last one because I was self-sabotaging in my mind, but go ahead.
Oh, no.
So, long story short, I am over this because this is a pattern in the fuckboy tendency, of coming back every 3.5 months, 4 months.
Tell me about it, because I know
with
a lot.
With a little, hey, what's up? I miss you. Small talk, little dick energy.
Not just small talk. What you doing?
From 3 months ago, like
we did not just finish this conversation yesterday. So.
Right, like, and then having absolutely nothing to offer when you come back. Like, I really want. Hello, hi. This is your president of the Please Stop That Shit Association. Please stop popping up out of the ever-present nowhere to interrupt any woman's, man, child, person's rest with your bullshit. Not wanting anything for real. Not offering anything for real. Not talking about anything for real. Just popping up. Like, going out of your way to pop up, especially because you've been blocked by me. I'm a blocker. Some people don't do that. Some people just ignore. Some people just, peek back in the box every time you come back just to see, after I decided this is stupid and you have absolutely nothing to offer and you've done this multiple times and I block you, I'm done. And it's been me doing it again, and I just don't understand why you would go through leaps and bounds to talk to somebody and still not have anything to offer.
Because that's what's been acceptable for him. It's been okay. When other bitches allow simple shit like this, they think that they can do it for everybody.
But my question is, why are you going out of your way to do nothing?
Obviously, it's something that you have that he wants.
Hoops.
He wants to entertain.
Oh, yeah. Every time he says something, I miss your energy. Like, yes, I do have dope-ass energy. And
but that doesn't mean you become an energy leech.
It was for a limited time only. You did not reciprocate any dope, amazing, I got
energy as well. Energy. So
I'm over that. Like, really over that. And if you're going to come around, I've literally spoken to you years ago at this point and told you what I would be interested in to go past anything. 0. Right.
So that same
and you stands. Come back after being blocked because I'm like, no, you're not doing this and we're not talking. I'm done with this. I'd no longer like to do it. Good life.
Right.
Enjoy it.
Still don't get the point.
Does not get the point and come back with the bullshit. So I just want to say, screw you. I think that you should seek therapy. I think that you should maybe or even try a life coach. I think that
you should reach out to someone else but me.
Don't talk to me.
That's what I think. I'm not that person for you.
I think the next time you try, Android Green Bubble is blocked also. And do not try again. Thank you. That's my grievance. Again, this was your stop doing that shit. President, association, bar member, cult leader.
Oh, I got a grievance. So I'm just floored by the young women of today.
Oh.
The ones that think it's okay to wear inappropriate undergarments with things that you can see through.
I feel called out.
I got this see-through bra, so I can't wear it. I got
a see-through bra?
Bralette.
It was not in the lingerie department.
Are you going to go to work and wear the wrong undergarments with your work pants?
No, but I will go to the club and wear the wrong undergarments with my jeans.
Rain boots and a thong.
On purpose?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's see-through. I like see-through. Okay.
Mesh.
So having something that's see-through and it's for that purpose is completely different.
You mean hanging out? Not fitting?
Yes.
Ugh.
Like.
Floppy.
Exactly.
Okay. Now
like, I'm a firm believer of the Spanx. But what's not okay, especially during sundress season, and I'm just being very honest, it's not okay to have certain things hanging out. I understand it's hot. I really do. But if you don't want a certain amount of attention from a man, don't bring it to yourself. I understand where you finna go. You're like, oh, well, this is how I'm comfortable, or whatever the case may be. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
they want the attention.
You are not consciously going to the gas station with your titties, no bra, and no underwear, and you have on what I call a house dress, and not expecting the niggas that's standing outside of this gas station to holler, make inappropriate comments, try to approach you. Hell, come over and try to pay for your gas. You're not finna tell me that you don't expect the bullshit. And then get upset when you get the bullshit.
Coming from someone who loves to dress skimpily. Me, she, her, Kiana.
Mm-hmm. Please explain. Because I don't understand.
I don't ever think about a nigga when I put clothes on and look in the mirror. Not ever in the history of my life have I put on something like, yeah, I know a nigga gonna be looking at me like, I might feel like I know I look good and a nigga might but never like getting dressed. Like, I be doing that shit because that's what I like. And I'm speaking from my perspective. Like, now the whole sloppy thing, I might even identify with all those things too. I don't care for undergarments. If my belly is sticking out, my belly is sticking out. Like, I don't care to act like I don't have a belly because I do. If I don't want to wear a bra, I'm not going to wear one. I'm not doing it for attention, and I'm also not going to wear a bra to make somebody else feel comfortable. I'm okay in my skin and my body. This is the one I have. This is the one I'm going to wear proudly. So I don't know if it's a young thing or if it's a secure thing, and like it's really just being secure.
But you don't look sloppy ever. And I think that's what it boils down to.
I mean, sometimes I feel like I do, but I just don't care. Not like
in
an ill sloppy way.
A whole ass sweater and it's 80 degrees outside.
Hello, that part. So you know you don't look sloppy when you go out.
So, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a certain amount of attention that you know that you automatically know.
And we still got attention to that one motherfucker was like, oh man, y'all look good.
And none of us are skimpy.
No, and sloppy is different.
But I do like to dress skimpily.
And let me just add to that.
And that's why I wanted to clarify with her when she was like,
what do you mean, like see-through, and their hair don't be done?
Huh?
Like,
why they act like they can't do their hair?
What gets me is the audacity of the attitude when you come out and you got certain things going.
Why you
this
feel
is where
like
judgment and observation comes in.
Okay, so I know what you're talking about because I'm gonna tell you one time when I was on the South Side in Riverdale on Flint River at the BP.
It's where I'm from.
This girl walked
Not
in the
BP,
motherfucking gas station.
Come on, South Side.
This girl walked in the gas station. She had on no shoes. Mm-hmm. She had on some like
shoes.
Woo. First of all,
satisfaction.
She had on no shoes. Mm-hmm. She had on a wife beater with no bra on. So, you know, that like a flimsy, good wash one, too. So, a wife beater with no bra on.
Was she a
and then she literally had on, when I say...
some house shorts.
House shorts?
Yeah, she like she was in the house.
The shorts had this much of her ass out. Like
more than half of her ass.
Like she had on
like
underwear.
You would wear them as drawers. They look like boy shorts. But it was, you can tell...
they was drawers.
That they were shorts. You could tell that they were shorts that just rolled up so much that they were in the V. And they were some just cotton or satin or... shorts. Or
I have shorts like that I wear at home, and I will go in the backyard. I will check the mail. I will drop the kid. No, I won't even drop my kids off at school because if something happened, and I gotta get out the car. I won't get out the car.
So half of your
if I walk around and don't pull that shit out, yeah, you gonna see.
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what she did, and she walked in the store with 3/4 of her ass
to check the mail, or pull them down real good. Check the mail, come right back.
Miss Park ain't even have her ass out that much.
That part.
And they was talking about it in the movie. I looked at her and I was just like, oh my God, you really are just out of your car out of your wherever in this store like this. And she had audacity to ask people like, what the fuck y'all looking at? Like,
we don't know.
It's wild. So I understand like that.
But this is what got me though, because I was in the Ross.
That's also the same mindset. Like,
it is the very same mindset.
My skin,
and what got me was the fact that you were making a scene. So I'm in the Ross. And I wouldn't have paid no attention to this woman if she wasn't doing what she was doing. And it was just like, I know you're doing this for attention. But why? You see what I'm saying? So you come in. She has on a bonnet. We're not going to go there with the bonnet. But hey, she has on a bonnet. Right.
My bonnet, my choice.
So she has on a bonnet. She has on a torn, tattered, it looked like, you know, the old school, like your daddy's old school sleeveless shirt from Walmart. Mm-hmm. The kind that got all this open on the side. And she didn't have on a bra.
Side boob.
And she had on some shorts, like some blue jean shorts, like what I got on. Mm-hmm. And you could tell they were clearly cutoffs. Okay? Well, they weren't buttoned. So they were just open, like maybe you just got finished eating and we need to let the belly breathe. Mm-hmm. But they weren't open. So she didn't have on a bra, and she was about my size. Okay? You leaning over the cart, you have maybe like a teenager with you. And the teenager looked just as trashy as you do. But you could tell that's her child.
Lord.
And then you have a baby in the cart. And the baby's crying. Now, like I said, I wouldn't have paid no attention to her if she wasn't doing what she was doing. The baby is crying and we're all standing in line. Mm-hmm. And, okay, fine. You go to the grocery store, you hear baby crying. I'm not going to turn around and be like, oh my gosh, shut your baby up. Like, I wasn't even, like really paying no attention.
Yeah.
But here you go. Why you got to be so loud?
To the baby?
You embarrassing me.
Girl, what you doing?
Is the baby embarrassing you, or what we're doing and what we look like being embarrassing?
Why would you yell at a baby?
Yes. I don't understand. I'm buying you this. You gotta wait. Like, the attitude, the audacity to be talking down to your child, number one, that it's a baby. You can tell, like 18-month baby. Like, this baby can't even really talk.
1.5.
They crying, and it was like a whine. Like, I'm
cranky, tired.
Yes, like
ready. I need something from you.
Yes. Whether, and it was at least 9:00 at night.
So
this was baby. I'm tired.
Tired, probably.
Like, just pick me up out of this buggy and just put me on your boob, and I'll probably be fine. Like, carry me type of shit.
Yeah.
And you just yelling and screaming at the baby, and then the teenager starts, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And she gets on the telephone and she's calling her friend on FaceTime, and she's saying, look at this baby. Look how they doing. Like, look how this baby be doing us. And I'm like, I want to say something.
Maybe it wasn't her kid.
But I don't want to say something. No, it was definitely her child.
Maybe it was like her nephew or niece or something. Or maybe it was like, and she hates her sister. And she's stuck with her.
That's even worse.
Listen, if you're with that child, then that's your responsibility.
I don't know.
Don't talk about responsibility. I'm serious. That's triggering.
Bottom line, like this is what you supposed to be doing.
People don't know what that word means.
What?
Responsibility and accountability.
They
no,
don't understand that.
What's the definition? I'm sorry.
Next
we don't know.
Word of the
but
week.
Yeah, I just
responsibility.
We're gonna find
it's like spell it. How you
good synonym for it.
But yeah,
you can
shit like that is just like, why do we not as women have enough?
Well, just like you
pictures
said,
of what different women look like,
meeting people where they are. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like, can you just imagine who raised her? Like, and just try to start from there. Like, what do you think her daughter is going to be? The one who got on the phone and said, "Look at this." Like, what do you think she is being? Who she's taught to be, and that's their misfortune and their not even a misfortune, because we don't know how she may end up. Neither one of them. That's their journey right now, and observation or judgment, like that's what they have to deal with. It's unfortunate from our end, but it's a choice and it's their path. That's all I got to say on that.
That's a great outlook on it.
And grievance.
From this aspect, I guess that's me being very judgmental.
I mean, but you were taught a certain standard. So everything you're seeing is substandard, and that just feels wrong. Just like people who were taught things about homosexuality. That's how strongly they feel about that shit. And that doesn't make it right. You just feel strongly about it. And like I said, I only have adopted this mindset later in life because I had have had to see friends in different capacity and realize they are different from me in this respect, deeply and truly, and realize that's a part of their paradigm. That's a part of how they were raised, and that is how I understand them to a human level. Like what I said to you earlier, like that helps me feel where I can fit in and not feel like this is too much, this is wrong, this is offensive, or whatever. Like I can let you exist and be who you are. So yeah. Well, you want to give us our
affirmation?
Lovely affirmation.
Yes, and this is actually a quote from a friend that she shared amongst a few of us, and I felt like it was appropriate just for the season and things we've all been going through. I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and consistent motion.
That is beautiful.
Conviction and consistent motion.
Yes.
Write that down. I like that one.
To you.
I wanna run to you. Girl, don't get me started to singing because you know I start the singing. You know I start the singing. All right, well, you know what? That was totally a beautiful affirmation, and that actually wraps up this week's episode of Spiritually Clatchet. Thank you for listening. We will catch you later.
Don't go sticking your shrimp in random fish bowls.
Fish holes. That's right. Don't do it. You verify those shrimp holes. Those fish holes.
Good night.
What the fuck? That was crazy. We're out.